Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video that I just came up with on the wing. So I literally sat here and I thought I'm gonna do a comparison video or kind of like a face-off on eyeliners. And I started doing it and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can do the rest of my face like this. And so I just kind of winged it. And yeah, so half of my face has one product and the other half has another products on it. So if that made any sense. So it's kind of like a face-off video. Yay! So let me know if you guys want to see any more videos like this where maybe I can do drugstore on one side and higher end on the other side. I would love to do that video for you guys because I had fun figuring out what colors matched with each other and actually digging through my makeup collection, which is something I don't get to do very often since I basically have the makeup that I use every day on my vanity, my favorites, and that's what I stick to. So I got to play with things that I haven't played with. I got to use makeup that I haven't used in a while, so that was nice. And also some of the products that I have used today I have in my giveaway. So if you guys want to find out more information about my giveaway, check out my Instagram. I will put that somewhere here and I will also mention again later on in the video. But yeah, my giveaway is valued at over $300. And yeah, all you have to do is repost one of my photos and I will announce the winner on Turkey Day. Hence why the giveaway is called Glide Away Turkey Day. Alright guys, let's get straight into this video. I don't have any face makeup on, just my eyeshadow, because when I do my eyeliner, I like to do this before I conceal under my eyes so that I can sharpen it out really nice and sharp. I am going to go ahead and start with the Stila one just because I know that I love this, and we're going to see how it competes with the Urban Decay one. But okay, so I'm starting off with the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. When I do my eyeliner, I do lace it between my fingers like this. It's just the easiest way for me to hold it, so just so you guys know. I know I had my cousin tell me that she was trying to do her wing liner and she's able-bodied and she said that she'd try to lace it between her fingers like this. I thought it was absolutely hilarious, but I don't know, if you're able-bodied, give it a shot, tag me and I would love to see that. I'm sorry if the light keeps changing. I do have my ring light on, but I did not close my blinds. I need to be better at that prior to filming. So, but I'm not gonna not film today because I want to have videos to produce. Anyways, back to this. So I'm gonna shake this up a little bit. Now this so much isn't going to be a tutorial on how I do my eyeliner. If you guys want to see how I achieve a wing liner, leave a comment down below and give this video a thumbs up so that I know and I can get that up for you guys as well. I like heavy wings, just so you guys know. I'm a big fan of wings. Does anyone else not breathe when they do their eyeliner? Holy smokes. I guess this will be more of a review on the Urban Decay eyeliner because I know how this one works already. But I guess I can go ahead and tell you guys. I know that this is still a little bit difficult to cover up glitter specks. It'll pick up the glitter and it'll kind of drag it around places, so I have to keep swiping over the glitter, but it does literally stay all day. So I mean, it lives by its name. So that is the Stila one. I can still see some specks of glitter in here, so I'm going to go ahead and just run the liner back over it and it just covers everything up. So this is really good for glitter as well, and that's why I love it. It's pretty black. Let's see if I can show you guys here. So that's the Stila one, and it goes pretty thin and pretty thick depending on which way you use it. Okay, so I have not used this yet. This is the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen. I got both of these from Ulta. Right off the back, I do like the packaging. It's nice and shiny. It's kind of cool. I'm nervous to try a new eyeliner. I've been using this Stila waterproof one literally pen after pen. That's the one I go to. That's the one I buy every time I'm there. Sometimes I buy two of them just in case I lose one, and I always will have one. So we'll see how this one does. So this one does have a fine tip point as well, just like the Stila. Let me see if I can pull this down. Or see if I can compare it. So these two are these three are the Stila. You guys, this is pretty black. Let's do this one. I'm gonna start off with the wing again. This one doesn't glide as easily. Glide. It does cover up the glitter really well though, I will admit. And it's super matte. What? My immediate thoughts is I definitely feel like the Urban Decay one is a little bit heavier on my eyes. I'm not sure if it's because it's on top of glitter and it just kind of weighs it, where the Stila one just kind of drags the glitter around and kind of moves it. This did not drag the glitter around. This went right over the glitter, which is pretty awesome, but I definitely feel it more on my eyelid. I wonder if that's going to go away when it dries down completely. Okay, so next up is these two here. One may be a little bit darker than the other, kind of, sort of. But we have the Makeup Forever and we have L'Oreal True Match Lumi. And I'm going to put one on opposite ends of my face and we're going to see how those wear too. We're going to take some of the True Match first. Took 2 pumps on the back of my hand right here. So one thing that you guys should know is that the True Match Lumi does oxidize pretty good. So I'm not afraid of it being a little bit lighter on this side at first. And then the Makeup Forever one, I don't really see it oxidizing too much. So hopefully they will end up both being a match. Now the L'Oreal True Match Lumi is by far my most favorite drugstore foundation. It gives you a really good coverage. And honestly, this foundation works so well with my skin, even on my driest days. I know I look super white right now. That's because the sun keeps changing. So that is half of my face. This side has a L'Oreal True Match Lumi on it, and I usually use a nice brush for that. That was the Morphe Y7 brush. So now I'm going to take the Makeup Forever and do the same thing, 2 pumps of that. And I am putting that on a Morphe M39 brush. I feel like the pumps from the Makeup Forever is much smaller than the L'Oreal True Match. And I did prime my face on both sides with the same primer, just so it has like a fair shot for the both of them. I used the Hangover by Too Faced primer. Okay, so I feel like the Makeup Forever one covered up my under eyes a lot better than the L'Oreal True Match Lumi. And just keep in mind that they both have completely different formulas. The L'Oreal True Match Lumi has more of a luminous look. Obviously, it's a little bit more glowy. This one's a little bit more matte, which I don't mind. And you can't really tell too much of a difference, especially after we set it. Do you guys see a little bit more of a glow to this than this one? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see when I'm editing because I can see it in the mirror. And I do feel like the Makeup Forever one covers up more of my pores in the center of my face. Next face off is going to be the Tarte Shape Tape. I don't know how I forget the name of it. I use it every day. And then the Morphe Concealer. And this is in Macchiato. And this is in Light Medium. Pretty similar, right? Okay. We're winging this, you guys. With the Tarte Concealer, I am going to set it with Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. This is a sample that they gave me, but I do have a full-size jar. I just like this for traveling to keep in my makeup bag, and I just got home, so perfect. Right in front of me. This is a concealer that I use every single day. I love it so much. It really hides your under eye circles, and personally, I think it's the best concealer that's out there. I'm going to set that with the Dermablend. Now look, I know it looks a little bit crazy right now, but that's just because I left a little bit extra powder so it can kind of bake, sort of, not really, but just so that it can completely set, and then I'll wipe it all off after. Now I'm going to take the Morphe concealer in Macchiato. And now I'm going to take a brush and blend this out. This already feels so much thicker on my face, which could be a good and bad thing. It's just with thicker concealers that dry down a lot faster. I can feel it drying already. You have to be more fast at setting up. Now I'm going to take RCMA powder. God, I probably got that all over my shirt right now. And I'm going to set the other eye with RCMA. I do love RCMA. I have used RCMA powder for a very, very long time until I picked up the Dermablend. And I think as artists, we just kind of get bored with products sometimes and want to try new things. There is nothing against RCMA powder. I just have been using Dermablend every day for the past month. But I do love this setting powder. So that is the two right off the bat. It's hard to tell much of anything because I still have to dust a lot of it off. I'm just going to let it sit for a little while. And I'm going to move on to contour palettes. So this palette here, this is the Park Avenue Princess. This is from Tarte. I just picked this up and instantly fell in love with it the first time I tried it. I highly recommend going into a store and swatching it because it is buttery, it is creamy, it is beautiful. So I'm going to grab a big fluffy brush and just bronze up my face. I think I'm going to do this one on this side. And so you guys know this palette right here, this is actually in my giveaway that I am having on Instagram. So I will leave a little tag here somewhere so you guys can go and check that out and find out how to enter. But there are a few products that I may be using today that are in that giveaway, and it's valued at over $300 and it is amazing. I would enter if I was me. I mean, if I was you. This side of my face, I am going to use the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. This used to be my go-to. This was my ride or die. Yeah, and then like I said, sometimes as makeup artists we just want to try out new things, and I fell in love with the Tarte one. But this one is just as good. Oh, quad problems. On these two palettes, it's basically off of preference. The Kat Von D palette has 6 shades, and this one also has 6 shades. The shades are quite similar, except for this one you get 2 highlight shades, and the Kat Von D one you get 3. It's basically 50-50 in the Kat Von D one. This one you get 4 of the contour shades, maybe a bronzer here, and then 2 highlights as well. I love the highlight powders in both, but I feel like this one's just a heck of a lot creamier. I'm going to go ahead and dust off this powder off of my face, and we will see how I feel about this Morphe concealer. You guys are pretty dang similar. Jumping back to the foundations, I feel like the L'Oreal True Match Lumi kind of grabs at your powders that you set on your face. So for the next time, I would recommend setting your face completely first. I usually don't do that. That's usually not a step that I do because I like to look luminous. But see how it's just catching? And I know it's not the palette because I've used it with other foundations and it works fine. Okay, so I am going to take Wet n Wild, let's see what this is called. Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Precious Petals on this side, and then Becca Opal on this side. I have yet to have tried this Wet n Wild highlighter. I found it at Walmart and I got super excited because I've been looking for this particular shade. That is absolutely beautiful. It doesn't look powdery or anything. Then we're gonna take Becca Opal on this side. Completely different shades, yay. So that is Becca, and then Precious Petals. This is definitely stunning. Becca highlighters are so blinding, so beautiful. But this, wow. I'm gonna take Tarte Blush Bliss, and this is also in my giveaway. This is the Ski Glow face palette from Becca. I travel with this. This is amazing. This palette is awesome. It has the contour or bronzer shades. It has highlighting shades and blush shades in here. I don't want to blind you guys. But I'm going to take the blush shade in here because it looks pretty comparable to Graceful, which is in the Tarte Blissful Blush. So this second one right here. And I'm going to do that on this side of the cheek, on this side of the face. This is the Tarte one. That is the blush from Tarte. So we're going to put lashes on in a second. I know I'm tired of looking at myself like this too. And then I'm going to pick up the Becca one. Quick update, I do love the Tarte Shape Tape a little bit more than the Morphe one. I feel like the Morphe one's just a little bit more drying. So if you have a little bit more of an oily skin type, then I think that would work just as good for you. But because I am so dry, my skin just like clings on to anything that's liquid that touches my face. It's like it just sucks it all in, and then it leaves any powder you leave on top like super patchy. And I feel like I'm getting some of that effect under this eye here, but it's not too bad. I mean, I would definitely use it again if I ran out of my Tarte Shape Tape. Another update is that the eyeliner does feel less heavy. I don't know if I've gotten used to it or if it has just dried down, but I can still feel, I'm like sitting here blinking like, but I can still feel the eyeliner a little bit more than the Stila one, but I do love how much more matte this one is, and it's definitely just a lot more black. As far as highlights, I'm in love with this Precious Petals from Wet n Wild. I think it's absolutely stunning, and I've always loved Becca highlighters. I think that they're great. You guys see me use them in almost all my videos. Every time I'm posting a photo on Instagram, I'm usually tagging something with Becca because their highlighters are amazing. I love the Becca Glow. But I feel like the Wet n Wild definitely wins this battle in this challenge I have today. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and set my face and see how everything reacts to setting spray. I'm not going to use two different setting sprays. I'm just going to stick to one to keep it fair. But yeah, I'm going to put some lashes on and some lipstick, and I will be right back. Okay, so now I am finished. I went ahead and finished up my eye makeup, put some lashes on and some lipstick. This is Macaroon from Frankie Rose on my lips. My lashes are Intoxicating from Flutter Lashes, and those will also be in my giveaway, so please don't forget to check that out. I am excited to give back to you guys. Like I said in a previous video, I wanted to give back and say thank you to you guys for supporting me through a long couple of months. I had severe depression and I had been diagnosed with PTSD. Oh, the dogs again. Yay! What is a video if the dogs aren't, just chiming in on it, right? It's Tawny. Hi, Tawny. Okay, so I'm back just to finish up this video real quick. Tawny just got home and I'm gonna let the pups in. But there are a few things that I didn't really notice too much of a difference with, and then there are other things that I prefer more than the other. I still think Stila is my favorite eyeliner. It feels so lightweight, even though it's not as matte and it kind of shifts the glitter around. I'm okay with that. I think maybe because I just have a lot of experience with it. And I do like my Tarte Shape Tape better, but if I needed a different concealer, I would definitely go with the Morphe one. And then highlight. I just love this Wet n Wild highlight. I think it's amazing. The blushes, I kind of like the Becca one a little bit more than the Tarte. Just because it's so pigmented, you one dab and you're done. Yeah, that wraps up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in a few days.